Imagine waking up one day to find that Persilion, the tyrant who once ruled your life with an iron fist, has been transformed into a child, a vulnerable version of himself that no one could ever predicted. This is the heart of Our Tyrant Become Young. Let's dive into the story. This manhwa that masterfully weaves together fantasy, redemption, humor, and heartfelt emotion. At the center of the story is Persilion, a king known for his cold, ruthless demeanor, feared by his people and surrounded by an air of invincibility. Persilion is a character who initially seems far removed from the idea of vulnerability. On the other hand, we have Lipi, a young woman known as someone who can give a prosperity, someone blessed with kindness and compassion. Despite her challenging life and her painful memories of Persilion's rule, Lipi embodies resilience. Now, here's the twist. Lipi loves children. She finds joy in their innocence and simplicity. So when Persilion is suddenly transformed into a child, she's torn. Like on one hand, she remembers the pain he caused as a tyrant. On the other hand, she cannot help but care for the childlike versions of him. This internal conflict is one of the most fascinating dynamics of the story, and it drives much of the emotionally tensions early on. For Persilion, the transformation isn't just physical. For Persilion, the transformation isn't just physical, it forced him to experience life from a completely different perspective. For the first time, he's vulnerable, reliant on someone else, and exposed to become a tyrant, and everyone knows him like that. Under Lipi's care, he begins to let go of some of the anger and bitterness that have long defined him. Lipi, through initially cautious, gradually finds herself forming an attachment to this child version of Persilion. But just as their bond deepens, the story takes a dramatic turn. Persilion unexpectedly refers to his adult form. This shift changed the entire dynamic between the characters. Lipi, who had been comfortable nurturing the child, now finds herself awkward and unsure around the adult versions of Persilion. She doesn't know how to reconcile her care for the child with her fear and mistrust of the adult tyrant, Persilion. For his part, initially struggled to trust Lipi. He spent so much of his life surrounded by deceit and manipulation that he suspects Lipi might have ulterior motive, even though the one that invited her is him. He even accused her of being a fool, which creates significant tensions between them. However, as time goes on, he begins to see Lipi's genuine kindness and selflessness. Slowly but surely, he realized that Lipi isn't trying to use him or manipulate him. She truly cares about his well-being. What's particularly interesting is the way Lipi helps Persilion confront his past. As a ruler, Persilion carried deep-seated anger and resentment. Lipi's compassion and patience began to heal these old wounds. At the same time, Lipi learns to see Persilion as more than just the tyrant she feared. She begins to understand the pain and loneliness that shape him into who he is. This mutual growth is one of the most beautiful aspects of the story. The manhwa doesn't just focus on the heavy themes of redemption and healing. It also brings plenty of humor and light-hearted moments. Lipi's love for children leads to some genuinely funny interactions with the childlike Persilion, who doesn't quite know to handle her affections. At the same time, the adult Persilion attempts to navigate his emotion, add an extra layer of depth and complexity to the story. As the story progresses, the misunderstanding between Lipi and Persilion create even more drama and humor. Persilion begins to realize just how much he needs Lipi, not just as someone who cares for him, but as someone who helps him become a better person. Meanwhile, Lipi starts to see that Persilion, for all his flaws, is capable of change. The artwork in Our Tyrant Became Young deserves special mention. The contrast between Persilion's intimidating adult form and his vulnerable childlike expression is captured beautifully. The fantasy setting is richly detailed, immersing readers in a world filled with magic, mystery, and emotional depth. Ultimately, Our Tyrant Become Young is a story about redemptions, forgiveness, and the power of human connections. Honestly, I didn't know why. Maybe in every review that I did before is about human connections, maybe I attract to it. And the human connection is a reminder that even the most flawed individual can change when met with kindness and understanding. Lipi and Persilion journey is a powerful testament to the idea that no one is beyond redemptions and that the people who care for us can inspire us to become better versions of ourselves. So, are you ready to dive into stories of redemption, humor, and hurt? Our Tyrant Become Young is a must-read manhwa that will leave you laughing, crying, and reflecting on the nature of growth and forgiveness. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more manhwa reviews. Let me know your thoughts on Lipi and Persilion's journey in the comments. Let's dive into stories together. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep exploring new worlds. Bye bye!